Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to do a quick video this morning around Dragon's Valley. What we're looking to do here in this one is several tips to help you succeed in the game and get to a faster income. I reading through the Discord, there's been a lot of questions around how do I get my ROI as quickly as possible? Where should I put which dragons? Whatever happened to the starter dragon? So I wanted to go through just some quick updates on this and some tips on how to succeed right away if you're deciding to get into Dragon's Valley. All right, the first tip that I have, or the first item that I have, is there's a lot of questions out there around the starter dragons. These guys right here. Um, these were in game for roughly about 12 to 24 hours, right when the game launched. They were giving a free starter dragon away to everybody that joined. Um, Unfortunately, people were really manipulating it. They continued to create new accounts, new accounts, new accounts on different wallets just so they could get a bunch of free ones so they could sell them. So the developers decided to take the starter dragons out of the game really early, like I said, 12 to 24 hours from launch. But they are still available in the Atomic Hub or the secondary market. I would recommend not buying one of these because they don't level up. So you're level one, they are not meant to earn. They were only meant to test out. So basically, you can't earn enough with one of these to even sustain it once you get past the energy. And when I say energy, I'm talking about right here. Once you get through the first 200 energy on that starter dragon, unless you have other dragons, it doesn't really make any sense. So that's my first tip is do not buy a starter dragon. They're not worth it, even though they're extremely cheap on the secondary market. Um, 10 wax, 8 wax, they are not worth it, so stay away from those. Next tip that I have, jumping around here for you, is there's three different, well, technically four different types of dragons in the game right now. There's common dragons, rare dragons, epic dragons, and shiny dragons. So the question is out there is where do you put your dragons? Ideally, at some point, you want to try and level up all your dragons, which you can only level up your dragons in the battle side. On the alchemy side, they do not level up, they just earn, and it's a 24-hour earn period. So if you have any dragons in the alchemy side, they will not level up, only on the battle side. So ideally, you would like to level up all of your dragons as quickly as possible. And this is because evolving is coming at some point. They're saying at the end of January, early February, which early signs show that if you have a common dragon that's leveled up all the way, once they evolve to a rare dragon, and rare dragons evolve to epics, and potentially epics could evolve to legendaries. The details have not been provided yet, so you do want to level up your dragons. As you can see, I have all mine leveled up already. Uh, but the tip that I have here is once you have them leveled up and once you're in a good spot, only put common dragons in the battle side. And let me show you why. I'm going to switch over to my list of dragons here. These four are all commons. This is a rare, this is an epic, and this is a rare. So when you click on this, you can see that they earn 24 to 30 dust in battles, but only 16 gems in alchemy when you put them in the alchemy slots. So this number will go up when they level the dust. The alchemy will not move, and it is based on the rarity and the stat score. So no matter, even if I could get this dragon up to 1,000 level, it would still have 16 gems per 24 hours. But the dust is maxed out, and it's actually pretty efficient compared to if I switch over to a rare here at level 16. Their dust is about the same. But as you can see down here, is the gems for every 24 hours I get 64 gems. So my recommendation is once you have your dragons to a point where you're happy with the levels, I would only put commons in the battle because they're going to get a very similar output as epics and rares. Obviously, if I leveled up this epic to 40, I would probably get roughly around 40 dust every time I activate it, which is great. But then you look down here, and I'm getting 313 gems through alchemy. So it's a no-brainer. Commons go in battle, epic and rares go in alchemy if you have them to spare. But I would always put one, if you only have 2 dragons, put 1 dragon in battle and 1 dragon in alchemy, so you're self-sufficient. If you and just look at the stats, just go to dragon here and pick the best one. So for example, if I only had these 2 dragons, I would take a look. This one gets me 16.56 gems. This one gets me 17. So if I only had these two dragons, I would put this one in alchemy, since it gives me 17 gems, and this one in battle. And that allows you to balance it out so you can build some wealth so you can buy additional dragons. This 17 will basically allow you to continue to move forward with this one, and then you get add extra dragons depending on their stats, is depending where you put them. So right now what I have in place, like I said, is I have these 4 commons in battle, and in alchemy I have 2 rares and an epic. So every 24 hours, these 3 dragons, ever since they did the little boost a couple days ago, are giving me about 444 gems every 24 hours. And then over here, every 3 hours, these guys are giving me about 105 dust. So if you do the math, if I do this 6 times a day, if I battle 6 times a day, I get, if you convert it, I get roughly 35 to 40 wax in value. So that's how you get to your ROI. If I take a look at the prices for these 4 commons, these 4 commons and these 3 dragons in the secondary market on their current value, it's roughly about 2,500 wax at bare minimum. So based on my output, I have an ROI of all 7 dragons of 60 days, which is pretty good. Normally you're looking between 30 and 90 days of an ROI. And so as long as I keep going and steady, it's a little boring right now because it's basically a click to earn. But in a lot of games, that's what you need. You need the steady income to prepare for the next steps of the game. And they've already mentioned that a couple updates that are coming is in battles. They're soon going to be doing random drops. For example, random drops of eggs, which, as you can see, I don't have any right now. Very low rate, but that's going to be added in the game in the near future. I've already mentioned evolutions. I'm sorry, evolution. Basically, you can increase the rarity. So I have these 4 commons ready for when that drops at the end of January, early February. So I'm ready for the next step. Unfortunately, what I'm seeing with Dragon's Valley is the updates are months apart. We just had the update in December, which was basically the launch of the game. The next update's not scheduled for 2 months past that, which is the end of January, early February. They are doing occasional updates throughout, like we just saw the Christmas pack drop. I'll quick jump over to that. We're on the secondary market. This right here, the Christmas chest, which I did not buy. They actually cut the sale off short because it wasn't selling. I think they only sold like 500, 600 packs through several hours. They didn't even come close to selling out, so they actually cut it short, which actually helped keep the value of these. and also the eggs that go along with it. Jumping over the Christmas eggs. The reason I didn't buy this is the value wasn't there. If you click on these, it's basically, and the only nice thing about this was potentially getting a Christmas egg, which was about 10%. And looking at a lot of the results on the Discord, there were some Christmas eggs that did come out, but a lot of them are commons. So it didn't make sense from my perspective to pay 260 wax at that time, which has obviously gone up, for a common dragon, a 70% chance of a common dragon, when I already had 4 common dragons. If I didn't have 4 common dragons, I may have gone for it, but it just didn't make sense at the time. But we won't get into that. I have a whole other video around that. Um, but they do have some updates coming. The main tips that you should take coming out of this video are: don't buy or start a dragon. Try and level up your dragons, especially the commons. When evolving comes out, they'll be able to evolve to rares. Don't know the cost, don't know the details. And the last major tip to get the best ROI is, once you have your dragons to the point where you're happy with their levels, only put commons in battle and put rares and epics in the alchemy side. This is obviously assuming that you have those. If you only have 2 dragons, put 1 in alchemy, 1 in battle, so you can build up your coins, so you can get more eggs and more dragons and so forth. All right, so I hope this video is helpful. I will have additional videos once they start putting out additional content. For example, when they start dropping eggs, we'll start putting additional videos out. Right now, the only thing you can buy is an egg in here, but obviously the spacing of this, they have additional ones that they're looking to put in here. But as I mentioned, they're add and drop. So once that comes out, I'll put a new video out trying to put tips of how you can get better drops. And then, especially at the end of January, I will have a big update with evolving and incubators, and whenever they bring that out. So I hope this was helpful. Have a great day. If you like this type of content for both Dragon's Valley or any additional Wax games, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm going to continue to try and put several videos out a week, try and give you the best information possible. All right. Thank you. Have a great day.